Okay, so what were you saying?
I'm freaking out. I'm
About
absolutely freaking out about this new capability on Zoom.
It is really cool. And I'm really getting into it, especially because I do present a lot online and do different things with different teams. So I'm excited about this. But this is one of the immersive experiences. So when you're on the view in your upper right, if you're on Zoom, now instead of just choosing the speaker view or the gallery view, you can change immersive experience, or you can choose immersive view. So
Are you
now,
gonna ask,
huh?
Are you going to ask your clients if they want you to be on Zoom as a dog or a cat?
Well, let's wait. Those are avatars. Right now,
Yeah.
these are the immersive backgrounds. Let's try this one. This is a cafe with 2 seats. Hang on.
You can't see me as a dog right now?
No, you've been a dog the whole time. But now we're at Zoom coffee shop.
Cool.
Are you seeing this on your end?
Yeah. Can you change
This is a new feature. This is a newer feature.
Can you change the background to whatever?
Well, that's what I'm looking into. I mean, because you can for sure do that when it's just the background, right? Like I'm going to do that later because I want to show our subscribers something that I'm drinking in my coffee this morning. But this was something I just realized recently, because you can also do it with more people, right? So if I'm teaching a lecture, hang on, there's one with 25. See us in class? So actually, if I had a class of like, where I was teaching a workshop with, I knew there was 18 participants, I could be like this, and then we could all see each other this way.
Wow.
It's awesome. It revolutionizes how we can connect and how we can learn, how we can communicate.
It also looks so much better.
All the stuff I love. It's fun. Okay, this is called a portrait. And this is like a pose, right? With the portraits on the wall. Where are you? Oh,
where are you?
Kara, take off your avatar and let's freeze so we can do a thumbnail.
Okay, 1 second. Let me figure this out.
Well, we might want to do it with the kitchen one. I haven't even tried that one yet, but take your avatar off in the process while I change it.
Okay. It's off. It's off.
Okay, hang on. All right, a ski lift. Oh, these terrify me in real life.
Wow.
But you know what? If we had green screen backgrounds though, Kara, this would be even crisper and you wouldn't even, I think, tell the difference. But neither of us, so if you're watching that, when you're watching this, neither of us actually has like the green screen little backgrounds. Future purchase 2023 though, because this is fun and it's also legit.
Is it legit?
Wait, I have to go the opposite direction. Like a cat fight on the Zoom. Okay, this is the one I'm thinking we might use for the thumbnail. This is a kitchen. Let's see how this.
I thought you said the portrait in the creepy library. I liked that one. No, it's not it.
But it says Happy Halloween.
Creepy library.
Yeah, it says Happy Halloween though.
I don't care.
Not Halloween.
I don't care. I mean, people are confused by anything. So I'm striving.
Yeah, we're all coming from our own lens. So the world can get really confusing, y'all. Well, we could do an art gallery too. Hang on.
Not interested.
Your daughter is really rubbing off on you, the fact that she's homeschooled this year.
Wait, is she rubbing off on me or am I rubbing off on her?
Could be a little bit of both. Do we want to do fireplace? Hang on. I like this.
Okay.
See, but you're all there. Yeah, scoot back.
Hold on.
There you go. Scoot back so we see your outline.
My selfie stick is missing. Hold on. So what are you drinking there?
Okay, so what I'm drinking, I decided to use one of my clear coffee mugs because I just think that coffee in a clear mug always really just rattles you.
It is highly rattling.
It's shocking, actually. I think the only restaurant I think I've been to is Cheesecake Factory. If you order coffee there, I believe that they serve it in a clear mug still. But they're the only restaurant I've ever been to, but it's almost like disarming. I like to think I'm like this shade of coffee in a clear mug in human form. I'm very disarming because you expect that you know what's inside somebody's coffee cup, but the reality is you don't really know how they exactly take their coffee.
See, what I am freaked out about is it seems like the handle even would be hot. Even though it doesn't make sense. I know it's not true.
It's the same.
But I look at it like, it's clear and I'm touching it and I'm gonna psychologically.
Because psychologically, we never really see what inside a person's coffee mug looks like unless you're like at a cafe and they do some latte art and it's not to go, it's there. But if you, even at home, when you're like growing up, like our dad, our parents always had coffee, but our dad especially is a coffee head. And
I don't remember mom drinking coffee.
Not really. I think she loved Starbucks drinks because like the really sugary ones. She loved desserts and sugar.
Yeah.
So, but she would always order stuff that I personally like. I want strong coffee flavor with maybe a hint of chocolate, maybe a hint of cinnamon with lattes. But so it's very alarming. So I decided specifically to use this. I do have a little mug warmer over here on my desk since I sip.
Oh, you and your mug warmer.
Yeah. Okay.
You do take off a long time. I'm trying so hard. Hold on.
There you go. You were close.
I think I might need to move it across the room, really. There's a dog bed behind me. That's in my dining room.
It just cuts you off at the top of the head if it's not your full upper. There you go. There you go.
My arm is extended. I can't sustain this level of effort for this entire video.
You need like something to put your phone on.
Not working.
Yes. Do you have a medicine ball, an exercise ball you can sit on further?
I'm slouching way down right now. It's fine. Wait, does this go higher? Oh, there we go.
I finally determined the actual color of my winter skin tone.
What's that?
I would call it peachy bronze.
I just called myself something the other day. What did I call myself? What color of skin? It was like something like paste or glue, old glue. No, it wasn't that. But what was
the Elmer's paste in the container? But look at this. Like, this is my winter skin tone. But I think the closest thing to call it is like peachy gold or peachy golden bronze, because I don't know how to describe myself. I do get flushed in red sometimes, but I have almost a peachy if I'm not, tan like in the summer. So
mine's like alabaster illness kind of look. Jaundice.
No, I've got it. Your shade, it's like what do they call it? What do they call the filters on Instagram? What are the young folks Lightroom? What are the filters that you can put over a picture?
Yeah, Lightroom. What?
Or the different filters that people create. I used to see a lot of influencers like download my filters.
Oh yeah.
Or what presets.
Yeah.
But if your skin tone was the preset, it would be like I don't know. I almost
like
can't even.
Dog that rolled in urine.
Like iridescent porcelain, because in influencer world they make everything sound so much better.
That's really nice
than reality. So it'd be like iridescent porcelain would be the preset.
Oh, thank you.
But you didn't confirm mine. What would you call, you're more into makeup and shading than I am. And this is Justine's winter look.
I would call your shade sandy right now.
Sandy.
Like
Okay.
sand on the beach.
Like sands in the hourglass. So
At
these are the
sunset.
days
Sand
of
on the
our
beach
lives.
at sunset. You have a nice healthy glow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to
That I
think,
do not have.
I like to think that the glow more so comes from within other than without.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to think that too. But anyways.
I'm just saying, do you remember when we used to, after school, we were latchkey kids, meaning we just came home and kind of fended for ourselves.
We watched soap operas secretly.
We would call it sneaking a show or like sneaking watching something.
I don't think we ever talked about not telling, but it was like secretly it was just understood. Did we talk about it?
Me and Kara, this is the first time we're talking about, maybe all this full moon energy is really revealing the darkest depths of our sisterhood. Because
I don't think it's dark.
So subscribers, we're not just biological sisters. We are sisters that would be probably this connected even if we didn't share.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I do. Yeah.
Wait,
I do
let's freeze for a thumbnail. Let's freeze before we really get into this coffee.
What should we be doing?
I know there's going to be a lot of reactions, so I like that.
Let's do another one.
Wait, I need my other directions for this filter. Hang on, for the immersive.
You ready for this thumbnail?
Wait, what would they say in England? Do we look like proper YouTubers?
I hope not.
Oh goodness. Okay, wait. So back to what we were saying. This is a revelation.
Explains a lot, actually.
This is a revelation. We're coming out of the darkness, out of the flames that are behind us roaring. Get back in frame so they don't know it's an immersive experience.
No, everybody thinks it's real. Or somebody's gonna comment like a dumb.
Yeah,
and be like, oh, that's not real.
We have a playlist and it's called Losing My Religion. If you've been in any type of religion or religious experience in your life, we do highly recommend watching those if you kind of want to understand some context sometimes of the characters on this channel. But it is a growing evolution. You know, it grows with us and for us.
Let's talk about what this channel used to be like originally.
Okay, but before that, the reason I reference it is because we grew up in a very conservative fundamentalist tradition, Baptist and evangelical, bopping
Our
around.
grandparents were Amish.
Those types of churches. Yes, our grandparents were Amish. Our mother was raised a lot of her childhood in the Mennonite church and then in a Brenneman, like a missionary church. Like there's a lot. And then our dad's side is a whole other thing. Our grandma was an orphan from Kentucky. Our grandpa was one of 27 kids from Puerto Rico and came to Chicago when he was 16, just because. So anyways, Kara, come on.
I'm trying to get my headphones.
Like Wilson.
What? Who's Wilson?
On Home Improvement, the name.
Oh.
He would never show his face. Yeah. And here's the thing, Tim Allen always trusted in his advice, though. Why? You didn't even know what his face looked like. Wait, we have to get focused.
Okay. No, this is good.
How? No. Okay, but for real, we grew up in a pretty rigid environment at times. And then also a highly dysfunctional and chaotic one too.
But also loosely like fend for yourself. But that we were in the 80s, we were kids in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
it
we're
was like
80s, 90s babies.
Strict, but also very loose at the same time. Tight, but also loose at the same time. Workaholics reference.
And also
without the butthole part. Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, so apparently this discovery that we're both having right now is that we had an unspoken alliance, like that we do a thumbnail of that. That looks cool.
No, we'll get in trouble. Somebody will get us in trouble.
Oh, I was doing telepathy. I know what you mean. Okay.
Okay.
Cancel. Charge it to my
I'm
heart.
canceling you.
Okay.
You have tears dripping down your face from laughter, and then
I'm canceling myself. Boop, done. Okay, wait. So really though, we would come home after school. Kara was in charge of me, but this is a person who couldn't even heat up her own bowl of soup. So was she really in charge of me, or was I more just looking out for her? I don't know.
TBD.
So
TBD.
So we would watch shows though that we weren't really supposed to. Like we would get in trouble for watching Saved by the Bell. And even when we were like 10, 11, 12, because the concepts were so crazy.
They're too mature.
Too mature.
We were allowed to, our repertoire was DuckTales, Tailspin,
Chip and Dale. Which was actually not called Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch, Little House on the Prairie, Bonanza had a massive crush on Little
Show,
Joe.
The Cosby Show, anything TGIF, which was Thank God It's Friday night, or Thank Goodness
Step by Step, Family Matters, Boy Meets World actually was part of that lineup at that time.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Land of the Lost on Saturday morning.
Anything on your local PBS station.
Yeah, that was approved. Although today, I don't know if our parents would have approved it because it would be considered too liberal, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Public access.
Teaching about history. Okay. So all that to say, that's why I was saying the comment, these are the days of our lives when you called my skin tone sanity. And here we are full circle.
You understand why we have this channel? Fans. Yeah. Our brains are always trying to absorb everything at one time. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So coffee though, because you can see it and it's disarming and alarming. I actually did queue up this picture purposely. So what it doesn't let you do in immersive is show your background, but I can do a screen share. Let's see how this pans out. You guys are really getting a firsthand look at this. This is like a technology training of Zoom, comedy, life experiences, sisterhood, all in one today.
Surprisingly, even after almost 3 years of using Zoom exclusively for many people in business, there's still like probably 75% of the population that doesn't know how to mute themselves or navigate using Zoom or starting Zoom or logging on to Zoom.
But also, let me not make assumptions. And I sometimes those things can be frustrating, but we also have to, I think, consider how rapidly technology has fast forwarded like certain elements of society as far as being in the know and communications. So now we know though, the immersive experience, if you screen share, it doesn't continue because you can see our backgrounds. Your tree looks beautiful.
Oh, you can see that background?
I can see that at least on my screen, but you know what? When we upload this recording to you all, I don't know, maybe you won't see our backgrounds. We'll see. But I know that you can see this, and it's a picture of Macuna. So I only pulled this because this is what I have in my coffee. So Macuna has actually been known as like the velvet bean, and it grows in a number of countries, but the original like OG is actually practiced in Ayurvedic medicine.
Did you just say the velvet bean?
I did. That's one of its names. The actual herbal name or like plant name is Macuna pruriens. But I don't know how many botanists or horticulturists we have on this call. But this is what they look like in their original state. Again, it's been used for like thousands of years, and it's very much present in Ayurvedic practices. So then the bean internally is crushed up into a
Stop
fine.
saying the bean.
I'm not the one laughing at it, so apparently I don't have a problem saying it.
This silky velvet bean is infused into coffee. What does it do to your brain?
Yeah. So here's why I'm telling you, because you can also cook with it. This is what it looks like when it flowers as a plant. You can mix it into stuff. It really doesn't have a strong flavor, and it's a very, very little amount. So like I ordered like an organic brand, very finely crushed, and you literally like a teeny tiny amount, like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, and you just mix it in. So the
What does it do?
though, it's actually a form of naturally occurring dopamine. So especially if you encounter seasonal depression or just being motivated or having energy, it's long been utilized in a lot of countries around the world. But look at all the benefits. This is what I do. I want to take a moment to, because people who are subscribing here, you know that we can just we can riff and run and play around like the rest of them and joke around and be super sarcastic. But when it comes down to it, we also have a lot of knowledge to share.
We
So
love cultivating silky beans, basically.
I'm not going to repeat that because those are your words.
I'm sorry, but there's so many jokes here. I can't believe
there's a lot, and I am trying to keep focused so at least one of us who's excited about the benefits she's seeing in her own life from this powerful
I'm so excited.
From this powerful velvety bean that's just crushed up, and it's so fine and silky, and it's flowing through my bloodstream right now, Kara. Okay, but really, you guys have probably seen by now, they even like, it's actually like even been likened to like the Jack and the Beanstalk effect because of how beneficial it is for the nervous system and the reproductive organs. It's considered to literally have magical benefits that extend throughout your whole body. Promotes a healthy nervous system, supports the brain, supports motor skills, revitalizes the reproductive system, supports healthy digestion and elimination. That's poo-poo. Provides significant nutritional content, and it's a natural source. This is what I was saying of L-DOPA. So that's the naturally occurring element or neurotransmitter dopamine in our brain. So, and I'm speaking to the choir here. So you need to tell me the good, bad, and ugly of this, Nurse Kara. Pull out the old nursing bag.
I've never heard of this thing before.
And you call yourself you know what? Wait, let's clarify this. Let's get back to the cafe. Hang on. Stop the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So there's the there's a technology tip, because we're learning this too with the Zoom new immersive experience. When you screen share, it's going to show the original background. We don't know yet because we haven't watched the recording of this yet. But when you come back, it automatically comes back to where you were before. So yay. Okay, we're back.
Yay, we're back. Hey, while you're sharing screens and such, do you want to share? I want to get your live reaction to the short that was.
Let's do that next. Let's do that next. But let's have one more differentiator for people, because we talked about our skin tones. We talked about like we both talked about differences between us some today. But also being super connected and telepathic.
Yeah. I knew exactly what you were thinking just then, actually.
Which was nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's differentiate for subscribers though, because you'll see over time we infuse into our sketch characters pieces of who we are and pieces of things we're actually interested in or have been interested in or know people in our world that are that way, and we are in some way that way too. So you'll notice that pattern usually with any different sketch characters that we try out or develop or have here long term on this channel. But that's interesting because I would have assumed, well, Kara's been a nurse, she's very into holistic wellness and healing. She knows more about Ayurveda than me. And you're also a very, very seasoned gardener.
But it's
And
not native to the United States. So.
it's not native to the US. I tend to be more of a herbalist,
Globalist.
a
Global
globalist,
herbalist.
but also an herbalist. I would never call myself a gardener at this point. I definitely can have a green thumb, and I brag about that.
No, you're not allowed to call yourself a gardener yet.
But I definitely would call myself an herbalist, because actually what I've always enjoyed from the time of young, like when I was a kid, was literally just picking grass or leaves or collecting them and studying them. Okay, this is a live thing. This is not even scripted. Let me reach behind here. Do you know what I even still have from a bouquet? You saw it when you were here.
I did see it.
Because I'm going to create art out of
I spilled it.
I know. I'm going to create art out of these dried flower
On
pots
accident.
from a rose bouquet of roses that Thaddeus got me. So
I believe that you will.
I believe that I will. I've been doing that kind of stuff since I was a kid. So I've had these revelations recently, like, oh, no, I'm an herbalist. Like, I love to read and study about the plants. What are their spiritual properties? What are their healing properties? How can they support our bodies and our well-being? And how is it interconnected? But that's also why I love studying the brain and culture and all those things. So I would definitely categorize myself more as an herbalist and you as a gardener. What is your reaction to Macuna, the velvet bean?
I think I've been pretty clear about my reaction to the velvet bean.
Okay, from a wellness stand.
Well, I mean, wellness, yes. I think that that's a healthier way to get dopamine, probably than like, because dopamine is what you're pursuing with any like addiction, basically. Like people that struggle with addiction to different things, not just drugs, alcohol, like anything. You can literally be addicted to anything. It's for that hit of dopamine that you're not getting it. And that's why you see people that have addiction struggles, like oftentimes they will stop one addiction and then it will kind of migrate into other areas, because it's not even the thing that they're craving, it's the dopamine hit to the brain and that feeling in the body that they're craving. So yeah, if you can drink it in your tea, it's way better. But I don't also know then, like,
it has similar properties to something like marijuana or cannabis in different forms, whether it's CBD or THC, Delta 9, Delta 8, like all the different cannabinoids. Similarly to a plant like that, the healing and medicinal properties are wild, like I think beyond we even maybe fathom at this point, even in studying like on Earth. But it's like anything, in any study they've done on it, because I research my stuff before I try it. But any research that they've conducted on it, it's not addictive. I can tell you, I don't use it every day. I actually maybe use it once a week so far. And it's on days when I wake up knowing like I have a lot of shit I have to get done today. Because I am actually pretty sensitive to stimulants. Like Kara, you know this, I normally make 1 cup of coffee and I maybe drink like 3/4 of it by like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. That's why I have a mug warmer. And Kara, like her and I will rib each other about stuff like that. Like, you would have a mug warmer, but that's why, because I really don't even need caffeine like that. And my brain is typically all cylinders firing, even when I don't want it to be. So to find something too, that if I'm having some moments of depression or struggling to be motivated and know that there's a natural element, similar to like cannabis, marijuana, green, weed, whatever you call it. But it's like that, it's only going to be toxic if you're consuming insane amounts of it in highly concentrated formats, and like, oh, I drink 10 cups of coffee a day and all of them have 3 times the serving recommendation of Macuna in it. So
there's a whole show called My Strange Addiction. I don't even know if it's on there anymore. But like I remember watching that, and I never knew that people could be addicted to things like eating toilet paper or like couch cushions, just stuff like that. And I still to this day don't know if that was just for the show, like a reality, like, you know what I mean? Like they inflated or whatever. If those are actually real
hey,
people.
this is actually your compulsory behavior or your compulsion you're struggling with, but we're going to ramp it up and just sprinkle this element in. Like what that is that?
Or is it also just the whole show that was like made up too? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I would guess no. I would guess no, just because.
You think people are out there eating their couch cushions on purpose?
I think, and I don't remember who said this, but there was somebody who said, and I'm just gonna call them because I don't really even know YouTube guidelines like that yet, but like let me call them erotic movies star.
Okay. Yeah, you can't say the
I
other.
think we all know. Yeah, I think we all know what I'm saying. So
prawn.
What is that? I don't know what.
It's just mixing up the letters a little bit.
Oh, like shrimp prawns.
Kind of, but naked people instead.
So somebody at some point I heard, and I've actually heard numerous times in different ways over the years, and it doesn't even just have to be like the realm of erotic film, but this is where I've heard it likened to. And people say, well, if you can think of it, or a person can think of it, then you can believe that there's a category of erotic film that exists, because everybody has these different, and some people, right, then they call that, what is that called? Is that called a fetish? Or whatever, but I think those are wouldn't you think those are interrelated to what you're talking about, the compulsions? Because I mean, our mother had severe OCD. The one of her diagnosis we did know was a severe form of OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. And there are things that people with truly, because I know that also gets thrown around similar to ADHD with people, I have this, I have that. But if you know somebody who I consider a lot of our labels we have as spectrums. And I think that's pretty much for any label we've invented in humanity.
I don't really like labels at all. I think I think that it can be helpful to have a diagnosis if you're actually being treated by a medical professional. But as far as like the label itself, I think everybody's different and has their own struggles, and like why we label them, I'm not sure, because each person's an individual, and it kind of allows people to like sink into the space of like helplessness in different scenarios, or maybe like this is like it feels like a life sentence to have something like a heavy diagnosis be assigned to your person.
To you. Yeah.
I just, being in healthcare for almost 20 years is like, I don't know. I see a lot of harm attached to that, because there's just, that kind of is not focusing on wellness. Right. Kind of is not. It is not focusing on your whole person and well-being.
We did experience that with our mother. And that the point of me saying that was just that there were things that she did that we couldn't have ever thought up or dreamed up as like a thing. I think for ourselves in our own life. And for many people, they would go, whoa, that's some wild behavior. And it's important to call it behavior, because behavior is usually all behavior is the manifestation of deeper, unresolved stuff in our lives. I don't want to even label any of that, but okay, let's get to some funnies. You uploaded a video, so you're the executive producer on this channel. What do you have?
You keep saying that. I don't think it really means anything at this point.
I just gave it to you because it's an arbitrary title.
Thank
you.
Actually, people love titles.
I gave it to you because it helped me understand the role on this page that I play. And that is, I show up in a wig or do
that's pretty much
you and your daughter boss me around. That's this page. That's the heart of this page.
Don't believe her.
Okay, but tell us about this video.
So I showed up as myself for the first time, other than like our #1 video is me eating hot wings at Wings Etc., which is our neighborhood wing chain or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that one did really well. And that was the only video of me so far that
I did the
I've shown up as
cinematography.
myself.
I did the
Yeah.
cinematography on that one.
Yeah. It was really good. But I just like woke up this morning and I was disheveled in bed, but I had something to say. And so I did. And I'm just not, it's very different than putting on a wig and playing a character. And I was kind of like sarcastic and snarky. So I just wanted Justine's opinion before I continue to show up as myself occasionally on this channel.
But okay,
Other than in this format right here, like long form.
I was gonna say this is very loaded. If we're still just having a conversation and running an entire channel on YouTube, and you're deciding if you actually ever want to be yourself.
No, I just mean like as far as like shorts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't want to also think like people who are in the community, like they're going to be expecting, you know, Ted to show up or the last Real Housewife.
You know what?
And if I show up as myself, like, are they going to know it's me, or do they think this is some character? And then there's also part of me, because some of the like making fun of comments, like I don't want anybody to like make fun of me as if I'm a character. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me, and I think it's hilarious. But if it's me, I don't want people to be like this morning I had like a stray comb over look that, and I'm sure like somebody could possibly comment it, but I'm aware that it's there type of thing. But still, like, yeah, people are just, don't be mean. Like, think about if you'd want to say this to your mom or have your mom say it to you, and then you can post it, or vice versa, or somebody else in your life.
We might have to debate this.
Okay, let's do it.
To debate this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Should I say it again to really get people's attention?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to debate. Okay, wait. Let me first go to our YouTube, because it's so interesting. Kara and I both actually showed up as ourselves for the first time on this channel this week. Because today in this video is the first time we're actually being ourselves. And then she's just uploaded a short that we're going to review. And I uploaded one short that is very much just who I am. It's the news one. That's literally just who I am. I'll explain to subscribers too why that really is just a part of who I am. But I had the same thoughts and reactions. And I think it's important to break this up and like break this down for people and talk about it, because we often have been driven by a culture, specifically in the States for the past, I don't know, I mean, for a long time, but also specifically in our generation with reality TV, the Kardashians, the fakeness, the age of plastic surgeries, all of these different things that emerged in kind of a perfect storm culturally. And so I do think specifically millennials, they and us, we're in this age category right now.
We're elder millennials.
We're elder millennials. And you're seeing the remnants of that, and how Gen Z has resisted that, and Generation Alpha has resisted that, which is why you see, and you often hear boomers say, oh, the young people with all their hair colors and non-binary and all those things. Well, we make light of some of those political and social and cultural, like pop culture topics here through the characters, because those can also be really harmful, like belief systems. So all
it's
that,
like the front runners often are people who gain to who stand to profit off of like sort of the vulnerabilities within our culture of different
get rich quick grifters.
Yeah, well, like it can be assigned to many different values, but like, yeah, I think there's a lot of harm out there. And like a lot of my characters specifically, like I can't speak for your characters, but a lot of my characters are pointing out like the rampant hypocrisy and or like kind of the word salad that gets thrown out there as like, oh, this is valuable. No, actually you're saying nonsense bullshit. So like most, like if you honestly, now if you're a person that's searching for a specific thing, like get rich quick, you're probably going to look at characters like Ted and Tony Baby Ramsey, who are like wealth fleecers / influencers or whatever you want to call it, self-proclaimed
people who inflate
and
themselves.
you're gonna be offended because you're like, oh wait, they're saying the stuff that this guy over here says, so like this is bad and I hate this person because of what. But no, like it's meant to be a representation of like, we're all human, we're all vulnerable in different points of our lives, like let's not buy into this a common narrative of any kind, because honestly, like there's no such thing as a common narrative. So if you're buying into something like that's widespread,
you're not thinking for yourself if you're buying into something. And the best way you can show up on this planet is to truly be your most authentic self. I say that with a disclaimer that also means fully accepting who you aren't, your shortcomings, the things that are your kind of more bad side, because we all have things that can be a superpower and can also really debilitate us if we're not aware. And so to your point, I had the same thoughts when I watched it back. I still, and I don't know why, other than there's days when I make a joke out of it because Kara knows, like I now will make a joke about my eyebrows, but the reality is like in an eyebrow intervention, but I'll look in different mirrors when I shade in my brows, and I have determined, and I would love to do a research study on this, that does your mood reflect the degree to which you shade your brows or shape them? Because my God, my spirit of darkness like Frida Kahlo the past couple days. And I looked in the mirror this morning, I immediately took a Q-tip and was like, oh no, to shape them up again and make them like more appropriate to my eyes. So anyways, I'm kind of joking, but kind of not. I kind of think actually the way we do our makeup and stuff, like kind of informs how we behave.
You honestly just gave me such a good idea for a little skit, but go ahead.
Okay, perfect. But I'm saying this because when I watched back the little news thing, and we'll show it to you guys here for reaction, because I haven't watched Kara's yet. She's watched mine. I literally was thinking of, I was bored while I was pumping gas at a gas station.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally normally think of ideas that are funny. And what's really funny about that is I have an ongoing text thread with one of my friends named Kurt. We used to work together like over 6 years ago. We have a collection literally for almost 7 years now of, we will randomly send each other pictures out of the blue. It can be like months passes and we haven't talked. And we will send each other like found objects. So if I'm out walking and I see a Barbie shoe, and we've collected it because we have this ongoing joke, we're going to create the greatest coffee table book of these pictures someday. Called Found Objects, and they're all hilarious. Like we found full wigs, we found like a heel, like the miniature Barbie arm randomly I found. Like, so I literally was standing there going, wow, there's a lot of weird objects right around this gas pump. And what was one of my dreams, and I do a lot of writing and I've written columns for a newspaper and all those things. So the only other thing as a child that I wanted to be was a journalist. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it. But to your point, I had to also be okay. And this is some of my own growth and evolution I've been experiencing in my own life, is I looked back and I went, oh, why did I shade my brows so much? They look so heavy.
Oh, I didn't even think about it at all.
Right. So then I stopped myself and I go, okay, but you looked in the mirror and you thought you looked fine before you left.
Yeah.
Now you're looking back in the camera and you're critiquing it. But also, this is the first time you showed up as just who you are and your brand of humor that your close friends and family know about you.
Yep.
And
she's super ornery and loves to take things apart.
And exactly what you said.
Yep.
I thought, but what if somebody literally criticizes me, like, look at her Frida brows, or they criticize me because they just don't like the way I look, or they name call me. But I think that's part of it, is being okay with that, because the reality is, at least what I've found and experienced, especially being a facilitator of very tough topics with all types of people, in dealing with cross-cultural communications in my professional world for a lot of years, is that people usually make decisions about you no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's based on their own viewpoint and lens of the world, and your own degree to which you're comfortable being yourself. So Kara jokingly is now telling me I'm very repelling to people, which is also disarming, and also a compliment I've gotten from a lot of people for many years now since starting my consulting firm, which is, you're very disarming. And I think that now I'm also okay with doing that on a bigger platform like YouTube, where there are a lot of people who, they don't know us personally, and we don't know you personally, subscribers. Maybe some of you we do, but
we would love to know you. So why don't you write in the comments too,
right,
like where you from, what's up with you?
Yeah, we want to grow the conversation in our own community here of other people who, just like we subscribe to so many great content creators here on YouTube and comedians, like they have truly gotten us through some of our
through the
tough
pandemic and
literally. And so I don't know. So ebbs and flows, we're being very radically vulnerable because we're about to unveil, these are the shorts, and we're
one real quick thing I want to sprinkle in there. I think, and a lot of people can probably resonate with this, is the reason many of us are so concerned about how others perceive us and blah, 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 because we're taught that we can actually manipulate people's other impressions, like their impressions of us as people. And we, like, I myself, as a woman, having grown up in a very conservative home and like a very fundamentalist religion and blah, 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 like I also was taught, like, you gotta like fit in whatever box you're placed in, like, so whatever that looks like, you just either, whether it's being quiet and standing against the wall and not saying anything, or not saying what you really think, not letting your facial expressions free, like you would not believe, like people are very threatened by even facial expressions that you have and can be off-putting.
But body language is actually more communicative than verbal language.
Sure, but I think that's important that we all like unleash like our real body language, as well as like, you don't want to be openly trying to hurt or offend people, but just know, no matter what you say or do, there's gonna be at least a person that like hates you for it. No matter what, it doesn't matter. They could hate it because it's so good and whatever. I don't know. Yeah. C'est la vie.
I literally spent doing what you were doing with the velvet bean. You were in a serious mode delivering a message, and I was over here flashing all types of inappropriate.
This is not the first time this has happened, so I'm used to it.
First today.
Okay. It brings honor to the conversation. Reality.
This is sacred. This is holy work.
This is church right here, people.
Welcome.
You came to church on a Thursday morning.
Where
congratulations.
Anyone and everyone is welcome.
That's right. Okay.
Hang on. So what you're about to see is exactly what you're watching this on. Our channel. This is a very meta screen share. We're on a video that's on this channel, and we're screen sharing the channel itself on the video channel. It's like a mystery wrapped in a riddle.
Wrapped in a YouTube.
Covered in an enigma.
Covered with the top with a velvet.
Wow, I'm greeted by this.
I still want anybody to think it's real, so that's why. Mary Beth Cooter.
So this is what you'll find when you visit. We're on the laptop, desktop viewpoint, obviously. Of course, have we named our little mascot yet? Sketchy, is that his name?
Sure.
Her name. Who do you?
Their name.
Definitely a they.
It's a they.
Yeah.
It's a dog, really.
It's really
Pronoun dog.
dog.
It's actually an AI dog. It's actually AI original
So
art
actually,
that I created.
it's the most true dog because it doesn't have genitals. It's AI.
Yeah, it's AI. If you want to create one similar, you can't because it's the only one there is.
Truly. And
the prompt was
a
a yellow dog in a pink room with wearing gold chains. That's the prompt.
Yes, but their name is Sketchy, right? Can we go with Sketchy?
Sure, yeah.
So that's Sketch or Sketchy, our little mascot officially now. For now, as Kara said, it's a little AI gem that she created. So sketch therapy, navigating humanity, one character at a time. And you can see we have a multitude of playlists. Kara, will you talk a little bit though, because you were going to say it earlier, but will you talk a little bit about how we started this channel and how we're coming back to revitalize, and we've re-emerged as sketchy therapy? Do you want to?
So what year did we start the Sunflower Society podcast?
I believe it was
2018.
I believe it was April of 2018. So I would have started my company just 1 year before that.
No, it's April 2019.
It was. I was 2 years. Yeah. I was 2 years in, and you were in the process of starting your clothing boutique, your online clothing boutique. Yep. So we started it
for another day.
Oh, we started it to talk about the challenges that we were experiencing in our growth as we were becoming more we've always been both very entrepreneurial, but really kind of gravitating more towards that, with me having served in K-12 public education sector my whole career, and Kara in the nursing and healthcare field.
Yep. I think, and I remember distinctly, like, it was during the same time period, like a month prior to that, both of us were kind of like, hey, like, we've been listening to these things called podcasts. I had never really been an avid podcast listener. I didn't really, I had friends that listened to like murder mystery podcasts. I was like, I don't know. I'm not really into it. But that's what I thought a podcast was, like murder mystery, based on what people had shared with me or whatever. So I started looking into more. I was like, oh, there's actually like so much you can learn while you're washing the dishes and whatever mundane, boring chores you have to do at your house every day. So like, I started like listening. I was like thinking, and I told Justine, I was like, have you ever thought about like doing a podcast? Because she was doing work in like K-12 districts at the time, and like beginning her entrepreneurial journey. And like, we were both in a space of learning and growing. So she was at my house visiting one time, and we literally were sitting, and I was like, we should just go try to record something and see how it sounds. Because I had like experimented one time by myself, and it was so bad. And then I started thinking like, whoa, I don't even have anything to talk about. I'm really boring. Like, I should not be talking to other people about anything.
I think that if you've ever had aspirations of starting a podcast, but you're doing it solo, I would say it's probably like 100 times more difficult. And even myself, like, there's a reason why our Educator Aid podcast, which is called Cultural Capacity, like Kara and I only do 15-minute or less episodes. And that's an art though. There's some people who can do it, but that's an art. Okay.
Truly. Yeah. So anyways, back to that, the channel, we decided to convert it into sketchy therapy because we really hadn't we uploaded 60 episodes of Sunflower Society on Apple, Spotify, all that. Plus we had a few video episodes that we posted YouTube. Didn't really know anything about like how to get them seen, just kind of did our best guesswork at that. So we kept all those on there because we want people to see like kind of our journey of like our evolution and why, like and the kind of why behind why we are how we are.
But I think throughout that, I mean, the other thing is we lost the grandpa that we had grown up around the most, and our mother within an 8-month span across 2021 and 2022.
Within a 4-month span. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was less than that. So that we realized how important comedy is to us. We realized that we actually grew up like watching and digesting a lot of comedy, and we would record ourselves.
I Love Lucy was one of the things
in
at the
front of
church library.
We had a boom box, a big 80 silver boom box with the big speakers, and you could hit record. So we just started continuously connecting with things that fed our soul. And we have found a lot of healing with comedy and being able, it's also, I think, really dramatically improved both of our voices in our individual endeavors, and how we show up, how we present, how we facilitate workshops, and all of that stuff too. So
kind of makes you realize nothing's that serious.
It does. Yeah, truly. And really not to also take yourself too seriously. Like, we're all human, having very human experiences. Everybody poops. Like, I don't know. Those are just very normal things. So all that to say, we then, because we were kind of sucked into the vortex of Instagram and Facebook, especially during that era of when we had our podcast. So basically 2019 to 2021, when we did Sunflower Society.
I just started an Instagram page like the end of 2019, I'm pretty sure.
I started mine in 2018. But we were sucked into putting content on there. We actually, for the past year, had a whole account and project on there called Let's Go to the Mall. So again, mind you, this is about, we've just sat and not really utilized this YouTube channel that we would randomly put some of the Sunflower Society on and tried it here. But then we're like, well, we don't really know. And we're trying all these platforms and kind of all over and just feeling things out, figuring things out. And finally landed on, let's come back here. This is the better approach. This is the feedback we've got from testing some of the characters for a year. And we also realized too, like, it was too meta. Like, we had both worked small jobs. There was a lot of things that were like, this is so complicated, because both of us, I think, our brains are pretty complex and they work pretty fast. I think that also benefits both of us in our sarcastic kind of witty humor, but that can also be a lot. So anyways, here we are. So now,
what were you saying? You started saying a little while ago about, we were talking about how people perceive different things. And it's been interesting to see, like, I have a character that has like a big lip filter on that imitates like actual face fillers. It's been interesting to see, like, and I don't know what generation these people that have been commenting are, but like, they can't tell the difference. Like, or they'll find.
Here's my rule of thumb with perception. And this was the realization I had when I randomly uploaded the short that I'm about to show you before we look at Kara's, is, again, people's perception is their perception. I have no control over it. And even if at the end of the day, everybody came on this video that I did and they called me names or said I was ugly or whatever, I know who I am. I know that's not truth. And I also know that that says more about them and their willingness to do this to a complete stranger who's putting themselves out there in a very vulnerable way, and also a fun way and a harmless way. That says more about them. So the thing is, people are going to be that way, whether you're showing up as a character or you're showing up as Kara.
No, so but I don't even care. I don't even care about that part. The part that bothers me is that you don't know what's real. Like, you don't know reality.
That part is still shocking.
That's what bothers me. And
here in this space,
shocking.
In this space on YouTube is still having comments of people who, now, what we don't know, Kara, and here's another side of the coin. I don't know, maybe I'm in another country. I don't always have reliable internet, and I randomly log on at like an internet cafe to YouTube like once a week. And I may be truly not tapped in. Like, there are many parts of the world that are not tapped into artificial intelligence, or like, I'm being honest. So in the off chance, there could be another side of the coin. If I don't understand English, if I
don't understand, I'm also not going to say something. Like, that's the thing too. That's like,
okay, keep pushing, like, right? These are good conversations. And I again, I don't see a lot of people just like talking openly about it, but then Kara and I are seeing, like, the people we coach and work with through Educator Aid, that it's very fascinating because I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think there's rare instances where it really could just be maybe a person who has no idea what artificial intelligence is or what filters are, and they're just not a technologically immersed person. But for the most part, though, I think what we've been shown, even like not in the realm of comedy, but in real life, what we do for our profession, that many people, we're limited and bound by our context. And context is as big or small as you decide to make it in your life. But if you've decided that you're only going to have this small view of the world, then it's very, very hard to let anything else be possible or let anything in. And I think that I'm encountering that even just in day-to-day interactions, not just on YouTube, where you're continually kind of scratching your head like, I don't know if we're living on the same planet right now with the person standing across from me, even like, I don't know if I can really understand how they're filtering the world through their eyes. And that's the purpose of the plight of empathy, in my opinion, because it is hard. It is hard.
I understand the pain. I understand the pain behind negative comments, like the personal pain that really person has.
Yeah, more about who they are and all that.
Yeah, I understand that that's not even the thing. The words are not the thing. It's the idea that there are people out there that cannot or are not willing to do the work to distinguish reality from fiction, or like what is this world that you're, like what you said, you're living on another planet. Like basically you and I see the world in completely like different you ways. See the world in a very veiled version of reality or something like that. I don't even know. Anyways,
of what's possible, even for even for ourselves. So it becomes limiting to that person just as much as it's rude and mean, perhaps. But okay. So this was my kind of coming out, and then we're gonna look at Kara.
I use bandage, a chicken wing bone, and the top of a Swisher Sweet or cigarillo.
Is that what they're saying?
Abandoned, left in the cold. It was here last week when I got gas too.
That's a paperclip.
I'm at a gas station in Middle America. I want to show you some of the hard-hitting news stories that I hope to cover right here.
So that was that. There's Tony. Oh, get away,
Tony baby Ramsey.
I can't. No.
Tony baby Ramsey.
She's so stupid. I can't do it, Tony. Okay, home. Oh, I need our actual channel. You can see that I am not near as YouTube savvy as my sister.
Hey y'all, Mary Beth Cooter here. In the wee hours of this beautiful Sunday morning, I'm getting ready to give y'all.
Okay.
I just told Justine I put part of that video on Facebook. I never go on Facebook, but I shared it on Instagram, part of it on Instagram to my story.
You're getting real bold with this full moon.
And then I posted it to Facebook stories, like you can do both at the same time. I was like, oh, what the hell? So all of my, friends, family from lives past can see this. Mary Beth Cooter is the first thing in their face. I haven't posted on there for like months, maybe even over a year, but here I am. I had like a lot of views the very first, like this reel, and then like half of them dropped off. I was like, they are so offended right now. They're so offended.
Maybe
we
not
knew that.
Maybe you know what? Maybe it could be too. Some people compartmentalize the purpose that they use social media platforms for.
Hey, well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. No, if I'm a person that's like, no, I literally just stay on Facebook so I can see like my cousin's pictures that they post. Like, I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah, I know. But the good news is my father-in-law left the laughing face on it. So that was a compliment to me.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Ron Howard.
Shout out,
Not to
Ron.
be confused with Opie. Not that Ron Howard.
Not that Ron Howard.
That would be what his YouTube channel would have to be in parentheses. Not that Ron Howard. Okay, where is yours? Where is this one?
Shorts. It
We're-
should be in the most recent shorts.
We're literally previewing it. It's like a live preview on this recording.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
Oh,
Oh, you should play-
wait, we have to talk about this really quick because I know you're gonna chop this up too. Well, I think you are.
Yeah.
Portions. The people so far are really outraged. Like Kara also knows how to do some work around deep fakes, specifically with AI technology. And people are really upset that that's not the real Vanilla Ice.
It's so funny. It literally says, if me and Vanilla had a baby, that is what the thing says. And you and
I
people
know.
are like,
I know.
that's not Vanilla Ice.
They're
No,
outraged.
no kidding?
Well, and that is why, again, this is a
Is
channel.
Vanilla even alive still? Is he alive still?
I believe his most recent was maybe like a little guest show blip on HGTV.
Oh yeah. No,
But
he
I-
had his own series, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he had actually a few seasons, but I don't think
I
I've really
forgot
ever
about
heard
that.
about him since then. Maybe we should check in on him post
I don't
pandemic.
know. I don't care that much. but-
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. But really,
Mary Beth Cooter.
this is, I mean, the description, if you're watching on a mobile, like which is most people, the description is that it's daily comedy, daily sketch comedy for sarcastic people. So, I mean, some people don't like sarcasm as humor. So,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
which is okay. I mean, don't watch
I
it.
think you should play Dallas real quick because I really want.
Let's
I
play
think
Dallas.
that's- Yeah.
Dallas is a character that's reemerged after the election cycles. He's come back after some perhaps victories and losses.
Listen here,
Mostly
fellas.
ones.
I was just getting ready for a little nap in my lazy boy. When something napped in my content like that. I realized something super important. From
I
this
can't hardly
day
look at
forward,
myself.
we're no longer proud boys. We're some proud men. Now hear me out. My brother Donald, he's in some real shit. I don't know if y'all been watching the news or not. Last thing he needs is for us to go around calling ourselves boys. Well, we know we're men. Either there's a real idiot at the helm, or the left damn near named our organization to screw us in the end. Riddle me that. I hereby declare the articles of incorporation for this organization. We are now proud men. Some call me a conspiracy theorist. I just tell the truth. Nobody ever thought about this before. Can you believe this? Now you listen here, fellas. I was just
Okay.
getting ready for a little nap.
Hang on, Dallas. I just think it's so brilliant because I really haven't heard anybody ever challenge when you saw this uprising of whatever this pseudo
Proud boys.
wannabe.
Like, what?
Literally, I'm going to call them a wannabe militia, calling themselves Proud Boys. And
I'm
your
not gonna-
whole thing,
I'm gonna
your
give them
whole
a little
thing
bit
is
more-
hyper masculinity, and you called yourself Boys. That's your gang name, so to speak. That's deep. Dallas is actually really deep.
Dallas does
He
Dallas.
uncovered something.
Long lost brother of dog.
I mean, it resonated in the past 24 hours with 7 people. There you go. Okay,
That's
let's go
good.
back. This is you being you. We watched my news one. You've already gotten 20 views. Did you just upload it?
Mhm.
Good job.
I mean,
So before I went to bed last night, I posted a video of what it would look like if me and Vanilla Ice had a baby. And people didn't get it. They're like,
Wait, can I just say the little background musics make all the difference? I literally searched for news music for my other one. Okay.
What's that? It's looking at me. That's not Vanilla Ice. Okay. Do you know how to read? Listen, this is why I'm making this video. If we can get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this weekend, I'll do a video playing whatever character you want, doing whatever you want. You know,
Ah,
I will be willing.
that could be really bad.
No,
Okay.
that'll be great.
The top of
Hopefully.
my testicles if it's for a male character role. You guys can choose the wig. You get to choose the storyline. I just show up. That'd be cool. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I love you. You might be thinking none of this really makes sense. I know. But before I went to bed,
I think you should just stand in all of your Capricorn power because your season's about to start. Zodiac speaking.
The 22nd.
Did I make up a new word? Zodiacically speaking?
No, it's too
Oh.
hard. It's too hard to
It's
say.
really hard to say. So let's get back to our fireside chat.
Wait,
So
wait.
so
Who did
what were you
fireside
nervous-
chat?
Huh?
Who did fireside chat? It was Garrison. No, Winston Churchill.
I believe so. Maybe Woodrow
Winston
Wilson.
Churchill's
It was somebody with W's.
fireside chats.
It might have been
like that.
Woodrow Wilson.
Mhm.
It was somebody with a W who was a world leader.
Okay.
I don't
Anyways,
know.
back to our
Um,
chat.
So yeah, I love it. I love you being you. And I think that I'm right there with you because I know you're going to chop these up over the course of the next week or so. But I would say that Kara wants a new wig. I just bought my first home with my longtime partner. Here's what I'd love to be able to do in 2023 is just be able to create dynamic creative content for all of you all on any YouTube projects and channels that I'm a part of. So that's also why we need your
Wow.
subscribership.
Yeah.
Because these wigs aren't free.
That's right.
And actually, you might not believe it. I'm very good at getting grants for school partners I work with and nonprofits. But believe it or not, there's no grants out there for wigs and sketch comedy. So in order for me to be able to be on this channel more, Mama gotta have 1,000 subscribers.
That's right.
I do.
Both mamas got
Otherwise, this mama will be still out in the schools, which is arguably a bigger threat than sketch comedy. You decide.
Yeah, it's not that hard to push subscribe. Will show up into your feed, like 3 times max a day. You might be laughing, you might be ruffling, rolling on the floor laughing.
You might learn about a new herb that curbs your seasonal depression.
You might also be real annoyed and just turn it off, but don't unsubscribe because you'll regret it. I promise you, I'm gonna stick in your head right now. You'll regret it. You'll wonder what you missed. You're gonna miss out. FOMO's real. You're gonna miss out.
This is me. If you're not listening, I'm playing the bongos on the side of your face.
Yep.
In opposite directions. This is really hard movement to do, but I'm playing the bongos on your face.
So subscribe, because I know we're not like we're not the guy that gets on there and goes, "Hey everybody,
YouTube."
And we also don't, create
We also
spectacles
don't spend
with our
exorbitant
millions.
amounts. We don't
Yeah.
spend an exorbitant amount of hours editing these, but what I will tell you is our green screen capabilities, having a home studio, and also professional editing by my hubby, that could really enhance your viewing experience. Again,
Oh yeah.
we can't do all of that expansion without you subscribers.
And
so.
I need better internet service. So there's
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you can
We
pay
also
for my
would like
internet
to
service
eventually
passively by only subscribing, really.
This is
You
an
don't even have to pay
aside.
anything.
This is an aside, but I'd also like to be able to eventually like grow all my own food sustainably and share that with others I live next to.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So another reason, I'm literally just giving all the reasons why we need you. We should do a thumbnail of that, like the old military poster. We want you. Is that the Uncle Sam poster?
He only does it with one thumb.
For
No,
our
we can't do
YouTube
that.
channel, we want you. If you're watching this, I mean you.
Be a silly part of the comment section. Come in hot with your snark, please.
Do a reaction. Can you do reaction, a paired like remix reaction like you can do with reels? Can you do that in shorts? Do a reaction
I think
with one of our
I think you can clip anything that we put out. You can clip it and then do your own reaction video.
Yeah, do a reaction or challenge one of our characters.
Yeah. Do it.
I did bring a prop I wanted to show before we close out, and I
Okay.
just wanted to prep you for the type of experience you're going to get when you come to Casa Gonzalez Scott. That's my new home. It's an estate, you all. Can't tell you where. A townhome estate. Let's be honest. Let's be real. That's what Tony Ramsey would do. She would rent like a 200 square foot apartment and say she lived at a luxurious estate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But this is the vibe you're going to experience when you step into our new home in the very near future.
Okay.
I purchased these, and you might be wondering, I can't really tell what they are. These are weird.
Yep.
And you only see eyes. I purchased these on a trip to Puerto Rico, a piece of our motherland, Kara, you and I. And you can only see parts because I'm only showing you parts. What you'll find when I reveal this is a hand-painted and handcrafted duo of la sal y pimienta, salt and pepper shakers, who they always stay together and go together, hugging, because they belong together and they're labeled.
They're cute.
La sal y pimienta, and we want anybody who comes into our house to just feel really loved for and cared for, whatever that means for them.
Which one's salt and which one's pimienta?
This one is la sal.
What's the difference? I really can't see them at all.
Pimienta has only 2 holes because people typically want less pepper than they do salt. And salt has the 3 holes on the face. This is, wait, let's try it. Sal y pimienta. Pimienta is salt.
See, that should be the opposite though, because pepper doesn't hurt you.
Maybe.
But salt can.
Okay, I didn't meet the engineer or handcrafter. I'm just being honest.
I'm offended.
But these are.
What are they trying to?
I mean, they are so cute. They're so cute. And I can do the thing like at restaurants where they put a little bit of rice, in the salt to keep it from clumping or anything. So yeah, but these are the vibe of my new home is we belong together. But but really, have you ever seen such a cute, adorable salt and pepper shaker pair?
No, never.
I mean, they belong together. And then if they're apart, they're constantly going, no, come back. No.
Are you going to use that as a form of silent communication in your home? Like if you're mad at each other, then you're going to separate the salt and pepper shaker?
Yeah. Oh, are you going to take it to another level? Are you going to say, I have to be salt and Thaddeus has to be pimienta? Is that what you're doing right now?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
It's a racial conversation.
No, I'm saying you should use it as a silent form of communication. Like when you're annoyed at starting to get annoyed at each other, you separate them and then they move farther apart as you become more annoyed. And that's like, oh, this is a conversation starter. We need to have a conversation. And then when they're back together, it's all good. Okay. I like it.
Because it's also impossible when they come back together. It's impossible for them to not be hugging.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they have like the little purple halo. Again, I don't really understand the purpose, but I'm going to associate it with the crown chakra and being spiritually connected.
Okay, you do that.
And there's my little part of vibe. Okay, well, this has been lovely, and subscribers, thank you, because honestly though, it's truly a thank you though, Kara, because we already are at almost 100 subscribers, and
Which is like 4 times what we had.
We've only
podcast.
reactivated this and been uploading
3
really
weeks
for like
ago.
a month. Yeah.
No, not even 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. We've put out a lot, but then we've also shared here some other clipped stuff from the past year on Instagram and stuff like that with characters that were like, oh yeah, we want to keep that character here. So keep telling us, tell us in the comments, share your reactions on the different shorts, because that lets us know what to create more content of too, and what is resonating with the people who are watching. Now, sometimes, yeah, we're just going to do stuff for our own healing and because it's fun. But also, we don't want to keep giving you things. Like if there's a certain character or sketch that you really like, then interact, and let us know. Otherwise, we don't know. Bye.
Hey, will you, quick business here. Sorry to include everybody in this, but when you
Wait, I
upload
can
it.
stop recording. Is this a YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Let's say bye. Bye.